What's up, guys? This is not Dogbon62. This is his older brother, and I am a noob or a novice at animating, hence why he thought I should do this. And if I can follow his instructions, anyone can. And before you ask what the questions you'll be asking is, I'm his older brother, I'm in my 20s and about the same age as Creekcraft. So today, in this tutorial, we're going to be covering simple animations of Piggy characters such as idle, walking animations, adding the animations to an NPC. So you might want to have a Piggy character stood there just idling, or maybe you want them to walk to a part in one of your scenes or in one of your games. So this is how you do it, and hopefully, as I don't know what I'm doing, this will help you easily. There's some good things in here for you to have a look at. So before we start, if you want to go to plugins at the top here, and we need edit rig, you can get edit rig by coming over to this side, selecting the drop down, going down to plugins, searching for edit rig, and we want the light version here, which is free. So once you've installed the edit rig, that's all we need right now. So for me, I'm going to look at Piggy Book 2 models, and we are going to use the pony model. So I'll show you here by playing, as you probably already know, that no models move, they don't idle, they don't animate, they don't do anything except this is one I did here, practicing before this video, and as you can see, it's got a simple idle in there, or breathing animation, versus the standard pony which has nothing in it at all. So if we stop that, and what we need to do is use our edit rig plugin, but first, if you go to the home tab, we need to insert a part and move this. This is one of the things you may have had issues with, I don't know. If you try and animate with the standard character, I'll show you. If we go to animation editor under plugins, select our rig, untitled clip, and then when you click this plus button, add all, you've got your torso. So when you have your breathing animation, it going up and down, if you have a look at this, if I want him to breathe up and down, obviously it moves the entire excuse me, the entire rig, including his legs, which is not what you want when you're doing an animation. And what you could do is you could drop his torso down a bit, select his legs, move them up, but it doesn't look natural, doesn't look right. Excuse me. So what you want to do is what we're doing, which is add this new part into Pony, or any character you have, so we can make him idle or animation a bit better. So we've got this part, we're going to want to change the name of it over here to lower torso. So we're going to correct the idle and the joins so that you can move more natural, have more natural animations. So if we go to home, we've got our part here, we've called it lower torso over here, and you do need to put it into Pony. So it's in Pony now. Let's scale it down because it only needs to be the size of his waist, like so. There we go. If we move that up, I can scale that down a bit more, just so it's his waist. Move that in actually, there we go. So now you have your lower torso there, and select transparency 1. So now it looks like that. And now we can open rig edit, and it will bring up all these joins, which looks confusing, but if you take a look at them, you've got this one which is for the left arm, left shoulder, right arm. This is meant to be for the right leg, which seems to be not in place properly. So now what we want to do is select humanoid, hit Control and hold it, lower torso, and create a new join. So now you've got your new join here for the lower torso, which creates that join part there. Then if you go down to torso and you delete this left hip, right hip, and go back to lower torso, Control, right leg, create joints, and now it's connected to the lower torso. Again, lower torso, Control, left leg, create join. So now you've got these two joins here for the legs, but again they're in the wrong place. So if you select one of them using this black dot, left click, hold, drag up, and now it's at the top of the leg, and that's where it will bend and join. And you just repeat it on this one. There you go. And now we also want to go back to the humanoid and delete this root hip, which seems to be in the wrong place anyway. And if we go back to lower torso, hold Control, hit torso, and create join. And then we've got a torso join there. Again, it's selected. So black dot, we want to move it down because the torso should bend here, the same place as the lower torso. So now you've got your left and right arms, your left and right leg, your lower torso and your torso, and then your neck still there. So that's all configured now. So if I close down the rig edit and I go back to the animation editor and we click on the plus, add all, you've got your lower torso added in there, as you see. And what we want to do here is, if you go to the starting position, which is here, you right click, add keyframe, which just as he is, that's where he's going to start. If I move probably to around here, and I'm going to have his, this will be where he's breathing or he's moving. So if you look, we've got our torso selected, and then we move down slightly. It doesn't move his legs, so his legs are attached to the new part we put in. But if I just delete these, so click that and backspace. So his breathing, when he gets to here, you want to move his torso slightly down, and at the same time you probably want to then select his head. And with this, you've got the arrow movements. When it's selected, if you press the R button, it switches between the rotation and the movement. So now we've got his head selected. When he goes slightly down, you want his head to slightly move. And also on the left hand side, at the same time, we want to look for his left arm. So when he breathes and goes down, there's a slight movement in both of his arms. So if I go back to the beginning, you just see it moves down. And then if I loop it, which is this button here, it doesn't look completely right, does it? So we'll stop it there and we'll go to around here. So if I select all those, Control C for control copy, and then Control V, which puts them all back here. So if I go back to the beginning, if I loop it, let's have a look. There you go. So that is not a bad quick little idle. It's not great. You can probably do better than that. It's a bit too quick, really, isn't it? So if we move that to there, let's try that. There you go. That's a bit slower. So if we stop that, we want to click on the three dots there, set the animation priority to idle. You've got the action movement idle, so select idle, and then we want to export. I'll call that pony test idle, and then it doesn't matter here, just put idle and submit, and then you've got your ID number. So copy that and close that down, and then we need to create a new one, don't we? So close that down, and we want to do a walking animation. So this will be interesting. So let's do a new one. New animation. Pony test walk. And again, go to the plus button, add all. And we want the starting position. It depends what you want your starting position to be. You know, do you want him to be similar to when he's infected, or do you want him just to be how he is now, standing still and not moving? So you could have his starting position just as it is, and then you right click here, add keyframe, and then we want to move it forward slightly. So if I want his right leg to move forward, and then we want to go to his left leg, and then switch it, so go there. And do the other leg as well. That's way too fast. And there. Okay. Still way too quick, isn't it? That bit slow. And then we can also then change his arms as well. So let's stop that. So when it's here, the right arm needs to be the opposite of the leg. The left arm needs to go forward. And again here, it needs to do the opposite of the leg. Move that forward. Let's see. So then you probably want some, if we stop that, we want some head movement as well. So the head. Slight movement. We'll go back to this line as well, move the head. So put this down. Let's have a look at that actually. You've got his head moving as well. For his walking, it's very slow and not great. You guys could probably do a lot better than me. But that's his walking animation. Let's see if we can. So if we stop that, go back to there. Can we? Very slow and very stiff. So you guys can do a lot better, have a lot more time to do it. So let's just say that's his walking animation. And then we will export that. Hang on. We didn't go into set the animation priority, did we, to action? And then export. Pony test walk. Submit. Again, you've got the ID here. So that's quickly 2 animations from me. I'm not very good, so I know you're probably laughing right now. So again, this is not going to automatically make them walk or do anything. Welcome back, guys. So now we're going to be quickly animating a character, well, Pony again, but if you want to, say, for example, make a Rash Raid game where you're playing as Rash, in our case, Pony. So maybe we're playing Pony's Paradise. I'm not really sure what you do. So you, again, if we play the game, the character should be standing still, which he is. And then we want to go to the workspace. We want to find your name, go down to your animate folder. You want to copy it. And then after you copy it, you then want to stop the game and go down to start a player, start a character scripts, right click, paste that into there. So you've got this here. Then you want to rename, I've already done this, you want to rename your character's name to starter character, capital S, capital C. And then if we move this down to here, so he should be under starter player and the animate should be under starter character scripts. Now, inside animate, let's play it here actually, because you can either leave it as it is, so when you play, you'll have a standard character animation scripts, or as you can see, we haven't put them in, so he's not really doing anything and it looks silly. So if we stop that, so the script we made earlier for the characters, so we made the idle and the walk animation, so we can use the same ones again. So if I go back and got my Pony walk, and then go back, that was the wrong window, here we go. So we go back to the walk in here, I can change that to that one. And then also if we want to change the run as well, so we change that to the same one, Control V for paste, 896. And then we also had the idle we made, so we need to get the idle animation, go back, is our pony test idle. And then we go back to our idle animation, put that back in there, put that back in that one as well. So now we've got our animate script, we changed our idle, we changed our run, we changed our walk, we put the character in starter player, called them starter character, and hopefully, of course I'm not very good at this, so trying to follow Dogbon's instructions, so it did work. So here is my character idling and my very bad walking animation. And you can also see how slow that is. So if we stop that and we go back into our starter character, humanoid, and walk speed is only 4. That'll probably explain it. Let's put 13. And then if we play again, so idle's working, that's better. There's my walk. So it's a very basic walk animation. But that's a quick way, very quick way of how, like for example, as I mentioned, the Rash Raid game, if you want to play as a certain character, Samurais, you just change the character to starter character. If you want to quickly put in the animations for them moving and for them to walk and idle, then just what we did there, use one of the ones we've already created, go into starter character script, you can put the animation in there. If you just normally take the animation out of your character, then it should work just like a standard character. Sometimes it doesn't. You have to put your own in, and that's just a very quick way of putting your own character into the game, or using a character you want into any game. So next we'll move on to putting the idle animation into an NPC. Okay, so now we're going to be putting an idle animation into an NPC. So for example, if you just had Pony standing there in the map in your game somewhere, and you don't want him to just stand here looking like this, you actually want him to play the idle animation. So these are all basic today, so it's just going to be making the animations, putting them into your character, making the character a playable character in your game, and like Rash Raid, and also if you just want to put in the idle animation into your character. So this could still be used, for example, in a cutscene. So most Piggy cutscenes, the characters don't really move very much. They mainly are there with their idle animation and the camera moves. So you could have your camera and then it moves here to Pony and he's then idling, and then you have the text coming up. So if you want to do it quickly, there's a few ways to do this, but if you didn't really want to do much with coding, you should really script, but you can again play. As you see, he's standing still. Again, we go back into your own character, copy the animate folder, and then if we go back into Pony, and what we do is we open this animate folder here, and you're going to want to copy everything in this folder, and then we're going to put it into a new script. So if I control copy, go into Pony, add script, overwrite that, and then control V to paste it in. And luckily this opens up where I need it. So you see here where it's got emote bindable hook. So you want to come here, backspace. Then you want two square brackets, delete those two. So 2 opening square brackets. You want to come down here after the end at this stage and add the 2 closed brackets, and you'll notice everything changes back to the correct color it should be. So we put that in there now, put the brackets in. So we just want to scroll up, excuse me, scroll up to the top, and we are going to be using again the animations we've got. So we've got my idle. Again, it's not very good, and you'll probably have more time to practice than I did for this video. So then if we go down to the idle, we can paste the numbers in. And then I also need the run as well, don't I? So let me go back to get my walk and run. Here we go. Control C, copy. And then we want to put this in here. Walk and run. So that's good. So I can close that down. So we've copied that animate folder. We changed the two parts on it. I'm hoping if I've done everything right, it will work. But we'll see. So here we go, moment of truth. Have I followed the instructions? Oh, I have as well. So there you go. So you've got your NPC. In this case, it's just Pony. He's got his idol we created earlier inside him. So that's a very quick way you can just copy your animate folder, replace the IDs in him. Of course, we had to put it into a new script and change a couple of points there. Another way you can do this would be, again, to create a new script. So this is one of two that I had a choice of from Dogbon, and I used this one because it's a bit easier. So I'll show you that in a moment again. So if I delete both of these animate files from Pony, if I go back and play again, and you'll see he's not moving now. So the script I've got here, you can see, you've got local pony equals script.parent, pony NPC, local idle animation equals pony.animation1, and there should be animation1 right here. And in there is my animation, and then local idle animation track is pony.humanoid load animation, and then idle animation, and then idle animation track play. There's a couple of ways you can do it. He gave me a couple of choices. I chose this one because I like the way it looked and it made sense to me. So then we can just put that script inside of Pony, which I created earlier, which is that one. Put it to the side. I'll put it inside Pony, and I'll open it up again on the screen so you can have a look at that. We can also post it in description if needed, or if you want to ask for it, we can put it in there if you need more time for that. So now I put that back in. If I play again, hopefully there we go. So he's idling again. So he could be, like you said, he could just be in your game. He could be a helper character. He could just be there for informational purposes. He could just, it could just be a video you want him to stand there for. And that's the two ways you can animate an NPC. Just a quick extra bit for this video, how to instantly make your graphics or your characters look instantly better. This is in Studio. When you look in Studio and then you play the game or play it in game mode, the game mode graphics are a lot better. So quick way to fix this, if you want to do a lot of work in Studio and see what things will actually look like, or just generally upgrade the look and feel of it, all you need to do is, I'll zoom in so you can take a look. We'll go to File, down to Studio Settings, Rendering, and then edit the quality level. So I've already got it on the top level, but let's, for example, say put it on automatic. and you just saw the change there instantly. You've got the sort of blurriness around the glasses, the shadows and shadings gone. You saw that over here as well. But if I put this up to 21, it's just a lot better. I mean, your level could be lower. I mean, I don't know what level automatic is, but look how basic this can get. And even just from automatic for me up to level 21, the graphics, sorry about that, even just from 20, by the looks of it, from 20 to 21, you get a lot of extra look and feel on this. But yeah, that's just an extra quick one that I was nudged to put in. I hope you enjoyed the overall overall video, and we'll hopefully see you next time. If you can give a like, any questions, put in the boxes below in the comments. There will be more videos as well, I've been told, so there will be videos surrounding more in-depth tutorials. This is just a quick one to be able to put animations into characters or make your own animations for Piggy characters. So I hope you did enjoy it, and we'll see you next time.